Comfortable? Okay. How are you all? All good, everyone? Chalo. Let us start with the topic where we left previously. So we are already done with the section number 148 and section number 141. Quickly revise karenge. What is 148? First audit. And what is 141? Qualification, eligibility and disqualification. EQD. What is EQD? Eligibility, qualification, disqualification. Tell me, who in India is qualified to be a practicing one? The one who is a qualified CMA holding a valid certificate of practice. What are the three qualifications in India you have? You can open a sole proprietor, you can open a partnership firm, or you can open an LLP. But in all the firms, in all the partnership or LLP, majority of your partners must be practicing in India. Are you getting the point? Then do you have any upper limit or no upper limit? Reason why we don't have an upper limit? Because our partnership and LLP is not under Partnership Act or LLP Act. We register it under CMA Act or CWA Act, right? What is the next thing we understood? That can we have a non-practicing CMA in my partnership? But what is the difference between him and me? He cannot sign, I can sign. Next one, can we have a multidisciplinary? Who are those 7 people with whom we can enter a multidisciplinary partnership firm? A CA, CS, LLB, then actuary, BE, BTech, BR. Right or not? And LLP should be the which LLP? Indian LLP. Then we have talked about the qualification and disqualification. Tell me the 11 if you remember. We cannot open a body corporate or a company except LLP. Me and my partner should not be the officer or employee. Next one. Me and my partner should not be the in relationship of partnership or employment with the home officer and employee. Next one. Me, my partner and my relative. Me and my partner should not hold any security of any value. Otherwise, my whole firm will be disqualified. But what about my relatives? Up to the face value of 100, 1 lakh. Up to the face value of 1 lakh. Which value? Market value or face value? What if they will breach 1 lakh? Disqualification, but not immediately. After 6 years. Who comes under the definition of relative? Our spouse, mother, father, stepmother, stepfather, brother, sister, stepbrother, stepsister, son including stepson, only daughter, son's wife, daughter's husband. These collective information should not be more than what? 1 lakh. Next one, me, my partner, my relative should not be indebted for goods and services exceeding. Then me, my partner, my relative should not be indebted for guarantees and securities exceeding. Then my relative should not be the director or KMP. But can my relative be the employee? Am I qualified or disqualified? Qualified. Then next one, ceiling limit. What is our ceiling limit? Is it for cost auditor or statutory auditor? Statute. What is not included in that 20 company limit? OPC, small, dormant and private company whose paid up share capital is, and if it is greater than equals to 100 crores, it is included or not? Public is also included. Guarantee company having share capital. Section 8, joint and government audit. All they are covered or not covered? They are covered under the ceiling limit. I hope you got the point. Can single partner sign on the behalf of the firm even if the other partners are outside? What he should be? He should be your partner plus in practice. If he is a partner but not in practice, can he sign or cannot sign? He is in practice but not a partner. So what? Who can sign other than you? That person should be your partner and he should be in practice. That is what we all understood. Am I correct? Then after that, you, your partner and your relative should not establish a what's your relationship? Business. B to B makes you disqualified, but B to C does not make you disqualified. Then you, your partner and your firm shall not be what? convicted by the court. If convicted, then what is the disqualification? 10 years or service of imprisonment, whichever is earlier, whichever is later. And what is the last one? You should not be providing the services under section number 144. What are the list of services? Repeat. Internal audit, accounting system, bookkeeping system, financial information system, actuarial services, management consultancy, investment banking, investment advisory, financial services outsourcing, portfolio management, underwriting, brokerage. You know what is the reason? Reason I forgot to tell you. Once you provide these services, now you will start getting commission. What you will get? And if you will start getting a commission, you will compromise your ethics. You will compromise your... See sir, if somebody is giving me 10% commission, if I will increase his portfolio of the shares by 1 crore, please tell me how much income I am getting? 10 lakhs. For the sake of earning more and more income, what will I do? Will I try everything to increase his portfolio by 10 CR or not? Because I know that if I'll increase his portfolio by 10 CR at the rate of 10%, what will be my income? 1 CR. For the sake of earning more and more income and more commission or more and more brokerage, you will end up losing your what? Ethics. आप अपनी independence को compromise कर दोगे. You will compromise your objectivity. You will compromise your integrity. That is what the institute does not want. The institute says that when you are already working as a which auditor or you are working as a cost auditor, do not provide these services. And the word written is not restricted. The word written is prohibited. What do you mean by prohibited? Not at all allowed. Not even with a condition. Okay. You want to give these services? No problem. First resign as a which auditor? Cost auditor. I hope you got the clarity. So that was all about section number 144, and we are also done with 144 and 141. Along with that, we are already done with 148. So will you be able to remember the sections now? What is 148? What is 141? EQD. Eligibility, qualification, disqual. What is 144? Prohibited services when? When you are already working as a statutory auditor or a cost auditor. 100% clarity here. Okay, moving ahead. Now qualification, I already told you, you have the 3 qualifications. What are the 3? You can open a sole proprietor, you can have a partnership, you can have a LLP. LLP के bracket में what written? So it should be which LLP? Partnership में what are the 3 rules I told you? Majority of the partners must be practicing in. There is no, you can have a, now you can see that there is one word. What is this word? That has been eliminated in 2024. Now you cannot enter a partnership with whom? MBA. Who are the remaining 7 people left? CA, CS, LLB, actuarial scientist, BE, BTech and DR. Are you getting the point? And one more thing. Let's say for example, if they will ask you a question like this. So you are a practicing CMA. You are a what? And one CPA from US calls you and he wants to enter a partnership with you. Comment. What is your answer? Did you understand now? A CPA from US calls you and he says that I want to work with you and I want to enter a what? Partnership with you. What is your answer in this case? You can work with him, but you can't enter a. Who are the 7 people only allowed? Is he CA? Is he CS? So he is not from any of those 7 category of the people. You can do only what? Work, but you cannot enter a partnership. So if you want to have a multidisciplinary partnership in India, you can only work with these what? 7 people. Why? Because our institute, that is ICMAI, and their professional body like ICSI or ICAI or IEE, Indian Institute of Engineers, we all have MOU with each other. What is MOU? Memorandum of Understanding. Or we can also call it as MRA, Mutual Recognition Agreements. What do we call? So we can only and only enter a partnership with these 7 people. If any 8th person you will enter the partnership, institute will put you under the punishment. Sir, where we are going to read this? In our 2nd chapter, that is called Professional Ethics. What is the name? Professional. There I will tell you. There are 29 clauses, I'll tell you, where you are guilty. Are you getting the point? So let us proceed with the next topic. Now let's say, for example, the next section which we have to done is known as what? 140, which talks about resignation. Actually, 140 talks about RR. What is RR? Resignation removal. So what is the second part? Removal. So first we'll understand what? Resignation. Tell me the difference between both the words. Removal means company is throwing you out. Resignation means you are voluntarily giving a resignation. What simple rule है? Whenever you resign, repeat after me. Whenever you resign, it is your duty to intimate what? Reasons of resignation to the company and to the ROC within how many days? In form number ADT3. आप किसी भी कंपनी में रिजाइन करो, whenever you resign any company, before leave, sorry, after leaving, within how many days? 30 days, you have to send your reasons of resignation in form number ADT3 to the home, one copy to the ROC and one copy to the company and one copy to the CAG in case you are a cost auditor in a which company? Government company. So tell me, how many copies you will send if you are a cost auditor in a non-government company? 2. One to the home company and one to the home ROC. And how many copies you will send it to the, in case you are an auditor in a government company? 1 to the company. Instead of ROC, now you will send it to whom? CAG. Are you getting the point? Form number is what? ADT3. And what you are writing in ADT3? Your reasons of what? Resignation. And within how many days? Reason? Can anybody tell me what is the reason? Why I am leaving and why I am giving the reason of resignation? Reason is very simple. When you will leave, somebody else will come. That somebody else who is coming, he or she should know why my previous auditor has left. Ab let's say for example, I left and he came. And the reason I wrote that they did not allow me to give a negative report. What is the reason of leaving? It means I wanted to give a which report? But they forced me to give a what? But I never wanted to give positive. I wanted to give negative. So that is the reason they have pushed me to give a what? Resignation. Don't you think that the incoming auditor should know? That is the reason. So whenever you leave, always remember it is your duty. And remember, if you do not fulfill this duty, this penalty is waiting for you. What is the penalty now? Read. If you fail to intimate the reasons of resignation within how many days? In form number. So on the 31st day, on the which day? You will be charged with a penalty of rupees 50,000. आपको 50,000 की flat penalty लगेगी, which will be compared with your what? Whatever the fees you have received, whichever is lower. So suppose my fees was 75,000. What was my fees? 50,000 or 75,000, whichever is lower. So what is lower? Plus per day of default में 500 rupees per day. How much? So let's say for example, I intimated my resignation on 75th day. On the which day? How many are allowed? 30. So how many extra I have taken? So 45 days into what? Plus 50,000 or my, what was my fees I told you? Whichever is lower. So what is lower? 50,000 plus 500 into how many days? How much is that? 72,000. So 72,500 plus what? 50. Acha, total is coming. What is the total coming? So that is 22,500, right? So this is 22,500 plus what? 50,000. What is my total? That should not be more than 2 lakhs. Acha, let's say for example, I am informing more than 1000 days. So 1000 days into 500 kitna hua? Are you getting the point? What is 1000 days into 500? Plus what? 50,000. What it will become? It cannot be more than what? 2 lakhs. So your 50,000 wala penalty plus per day wala penalty put together shall not be more than 2 lakhs. This is a resignation section. Tell me, what is a resignation section? Who is resigning? Auditor. What is your duty? After resigning within You have to give the reasons of form number, within, to whom, company and ROC, and company and CAG, as the case may be. What if you do not intimate the reason? What is the penalty? 50,000 rupees or my remuneration received, whichever is lower, plus per day ka how much? 500. This 500 wala penalty and that penalty put together shall not be more than. I hope you got the clarity. This is what you do when you resign. Removal you already know. Who appoints you? Within. So you know the appointment na? Then who removes you? By giving you OBH. Opportunity of being heard. After that, finally, you will be removed by passing a which resolution? Board resolution. That's it. So that brings an end to your 140 RR. What is the name of the section? RR. Tell me the section number. 148. Cost audit. 141. EQD. Eligibility, qualification, disqualification. 141. Sorry, EQD. Then 144. Prohibited services. Then 140. Resignation and removal. What is the next one? 142. Another R, that is called what? Remuneration. आपकी सैलरी कौन डिसाइड करता है? देखो बहुत सिंपल सी बात है. I hope in the law you must have done one section 177. That is called audit committee. Which committee? I hope you know that who sits in the audit committee. Anybody is having an idea? Let me tell you one thing. Yes, correct. There are two types of directors in the company. One is ordinary directors and one are known as. Which one are executive? What do you mean by executive? The one who takes the salary. So they are executive directors. They are non-executive directors. What they are? They are non-executive directors. What do you mean by non-executive directors? They will only come whenever the audit committee meetings will appear. It means they do not take the salary from the company. When you do not take the salary from the company, are you dependent or independent? It means you will take the decision partially or impartially. That's why you are called a which director? Independent director. And we are the independent auditors. So our independence and their independence matches. Our wavelength matches. Our vibe matches. We are the independent auditor. They are the independent what? Directors. That is the reason if company is having a which committee? So read. Recommendation of my fees. Recommendation of my remuneration will be given by which committee? Approval will be given by whom? Finally decided by whom? Shareholders. So who are the three people covered in deciding my remuneration? Recommendation कौन दे रहा है? Pay कौन करेगा? But finally approve कौन करेगा? Shareholder. क्योंकि it is whose money? Shareholders money. Owner will give the final decision. Approval also will be given by board of director. But recommendation who is giving? Auditor. So how many people are covered? 3 people. But in case my client is not having a which committee, then obviously recommendation and approval both will be given by, and finally ratification will be done by. That brings an end to your another section called section number 142. I hope you are getting the point. Chalo, sequence में याद करते. What is 140? Resignation, removal. What is 141? EQD. Eligibility, qualification, disqual. What is 142? And what is 143? We have not done. 144. So it means in a sequence something is missing. That something is known as what? 143. Now all of you will listen to me properly. Today's session and tomorrow's half session, maybe the next session, will be dedicated on this section. This section is going to come in your examination for 8 marks. How many marks? So 143, whatever you have done at CMA inter level, I am assuming that you don't have any knowledge. So in 143, basically 15 subsections are there. How many? And I'll make sure that all the 15 subsections will be on your fingertips. Because when it comes to 8 marks, I don't think so that less hard work will do the purpose, right? First of all, I'll write the full list. You remember the list along with me. One by one, we'll cut down all the standards. And today's session and next class session will be able to complete the 143. This is the only biggest section you have in the company audit chapter. So repeat after me. 143 section is known as duties. What is the name? All the 15 subsections are duties only. All the 15 are duty. Now, what is the duty number 1? To inquire. What is the name? So, what is the first duty? Duty to inquire. Repeat after me. So, how you will call this section? 143 subsection 1. Repeat after me. Duty to inquire. 143 subsection 2. Duty to express an opinion. Duty to. So, it is not your right to express an opinion. It's not that you don't want to give the opinion. You can simply say, no, I don't want to give. That is not your right. It is your. You have to give what? Opinion. Did you understand the difference between right and duty? So tell me, what is my first duty? Duty to inquire. What is my second duty? Third, duty to report on certain matters. Duty to report on certain matters. Now repeat after me. 1, 2, 3. So one is duty to inquire. Second is duty to express an opinion. Third one is duty to report on certain matter. Repeat again. Duty to inquire. Duty to express an opinion. Duty to report on certain matter. So what is 4? Duty to give reasons in case of negative opinion. Duty to give reasons in case of. Acha, what is the meaning of this part? Acha, tell me. Do we give two types of opinion? Positive and. If I'll say that, sir, you are very good in the class, you are very concentrating in the class, you are a disciplined fellow, he will simply say thank you. But if I'll say you are a useless fellow, mad fellow, you never listen to the class properly, so am I degrading someone? Am I giving negative remarks? So definitely the question will come is why. So whenever you give a negative remarks in your audit report, which remarks? Shareholders, users will definitely ask you why you are giving the negative. Remember one thing, shareholders had invested their lifetime saving on this company. Lenders have given crores and crores of loan to this company. Right? Employees are having the job security issue. Government is looking for what? Taxes. Everyone is waiting for your report. And in the report, you are giving a which opinion? Negative. Don't you think that those people deserve to know why you are giving the negative opinion? So what is my fourth duty? Duty to give the reasons in case of which opinion? So tell me 1, 2, 3, 4. अभी इसी घुस रहा है दिमाग में. It's a story. Duty to inquire. Then duty to report on certain matter. Duty to give in case of negative opinion. Then sir 5, 6 and 7 will put it together. Duty to follow instructions of CAG. I hope you know this person. CAG full form, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. 5, 6 and 7. All three are called duty to follow the instructions of whom? CAG. Tell me 1 to 7 over. Tell me 1. Sir, duty to inquire. Duty to express an opinion. Duty to report on certain matters. Duty to give reasons in case of negative opinion. And duty to follow instructions of CAG. I will tell you what is 5, 6 and 7 later on. First let us complete this. What is 8? 8 says that duty to visit and verify the accounts of branches. Duty to visit and verify the accounts of what? Branch. Acha, tell me, what is HO? Head office. And then head office has so many branches. The HO ka auditor has a duty to visit what? Branches and verify their accounts. Because HO auditor is a secondary auditor or main auditor. So main auditor has every duty to go where? Branch and verify their what? Branch. So what is the name written? Duty to visit and verify the accounts of what? If Shikra will open one branch in Chennai, so I am the HO auditor. So what is my duty? To go to Chennai, visit it and verify the accounts of what? Chennai branch. Because at the end of the day, my sign will be on the audit report, not that branch auditor. Am I correct? Read the next one, 9. 9 and 10 together. It is known as duty to follow auditing standards. Duty to follow what? Tell me one thing, how many auditing standards we have? 4. CAAS. How many? मैंने बोला ना daily routine. How many registers we have? 6 are regulated. 33 are. How many forms we have? Forms 4. Acha, matlab no confidence. Forms are how many? 4. Rules 6. Are you getting in the mind? How many records? 31. How many CAS? 24. How many CAAS? Are you getting the point? What we have written? Duty to follow the auditing set. So while doing the auditing, will we follow CAS or CAAS? That is my duty to follow. It's not my right, it is my duty. अब समझ में आ रहा है? Easy. तो लॉ क्या बोलता है कि आपकी 15 ड्यूटीज हैं. How many? Out of which 10 you already know. Tell me the 10. Duty to inquire, duty to express an opinion, duty to report on certain matter, duty to give reasons in case of 5, 6, 7 में I'll follow the instructions of. So that is my duty. Next one, 8th. Duty to visit and verify the branch accounts. What is my 9th duty? To follow the. Now let me tell you one thing. 11, which you already know. Duty to report under CARO. I hope you know. Under CARO 2020. You all must have done that at intermediate level. CARO ka full form? Company Audit Report Order. In which 21 clauses were there. How many? Don't worry, that is not in your portion now. We just have a simple line duty. Tell me, duty to report under CARO 2020. Repeat again. That is 11. That is what? 11. Bache kya? 4. Now 12, 13, 14, 15 is known as duty to report fraud. So whenever we will see any fraud at whose place? Client's place. Our duty is to report the fraud to the central government. We have to report it to Secretary of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So this is what your total list of 15 subsection. How difficult it is. This is going to give you 8 marks. How many marks? चलो repeat करें. 1. Duty to inquire. 2. 3. Duty to report on certain matters. 4. Reasons in case of negative opinion. 5, 6 and 7 में I have a duty to follow the instructions of whom? CID. 8 में I have to go somewhere. Visit and verify the what? Branches. 9 में again I have to follow something. 9 and 10 में to follow the which standards? Audit. 11 में I have to report under CARO. And 12, 13, 14, 15 में I have to. Now, what is in your portion? In your portion is the 1 subsection. In your portion actually is a 3rd. In your portion we have 5, 6 and 7. In your portion we have 8. In your portion we have last one. 11th one you have already covered in cmainter. That's why they are not asking you again in the CARO. But in case you want, I'll make you write in a short manner. So that in case they will. Acha, not in the portion doesn't mean that they can't ask you the question in that. Not in the portion, they are assuming that you have already done it. So they are not expecting the CMA final faculty to repeat it again in your what? Portion. But anyways, I'll do the needful, no worries at all. So which sections do we have? 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. Actually, let me tell you one thing. Other sections are not sections. They are only the line. Actually, there is nothing to talk about. Can you please repeat what is 2? What does that mean? Whenever I do any audit, what is my duty? To express an opinion. That is what you mean by subsection 2. So always it is my duty to express an opinion. Okay, tell me what is 4? So whenever I will give a which opinion? So that what is my duty? To give the reasons why I am giving a which opinion? Negative. So 2 is over and 4 is over. Tell me again 2. Whenever I am doing, I have to express an. And whenever I am giving a which opinion? Negative. I have to give what? So 2 is over, 4 is over. 5, now let me tell you what is 5. Now listen to this point very carefully. Let me show you 5 first. Okay. Now you will see 5. Now what happens? I'll tell you in a simplified manner. So you all know CAG. I hope you know CAG is known as comptroller, and anybody knows who is this person? This person right now is a Sanjay K. Murthy. What is the name? He is the present CAG of India. What does he do? He do two functions, comptroller and auditor function. What are the two functions? He is an advisor to the government of India, and he also does the audit of expenditures of government of India. Tell me one thing, government किसके ऊपर खर्चा करती है? Roads, highways, canals, irrigation projects, railway station, infrastructure. So when the government spends thousands and thousands of crores of whose money? Public money. We pay in the form of government spends it on the infrastructure. So someone is there to keep an eye on the government or not? Who is keeping an eye on the government? CAG. So CAG is the auditor of India, plus he is an advisor of India. So what are the two functions? Auditor and advisor. That's why C stands for comptroller, means advisory function. Which function? He is the one who tells to the government कि sir ये highway बनाएंगे, that railway project, this airport we should construct. So he gives advisory services and auditing services. Once government spends the lakhs and crores of money on these projects, who goes and does the audit? CAG. But actually CAG does not do the audit. That is what subsection 5 is. Now what is happening under subsection 5? Listen to this. What CAG does? CAG invites applications from practicing CAs and practicing CMA firms to come and do the audit of 6,900 plus government organizations in India. How many are there? 6,900 plus. जैसे say for example BHEL, Coal India Limited, TSRTC, TGenco, TTransco, like that in every state, in every union territory, LIC, all that ministries put together, total are how many audits? 6,900 plus audits. Can he alone do all the audits? No. So he invites the application from whom? CA and CMA firms, please empanel with me, please. So we file MEF form. What is a form? Member empanelment form. What is the full form? This is what you should know after getting qualified. Every February month mein, the CAG gives a tender. All the CA firms and CMA firms are invited to come and partner with me, become my partner. So we call it as MEF form. What is MEF? Members empanelment form. Okay, we got registered. I got a mail. Congratulations, Grover and Associate. You have been empaneled with the whom? CAG. अब CAG ने मेरे को एक BHEL का ऑडिट दे दिया, एक अपना हैदराबाद केमिकल्स लिमिटेड का ऑडिट दे दिया, और नाउ अनदर ऑडिट सपोज LIC. तो they gave me how many audits? 3 audits. So like that 6,900 audits will be divided among the CA CMA firms. So we will go and do the audit on instructions of whom? CAG. What is the standard name? 5, 6 and 7 was what? Duty to follow the instructions of whom? CAG. So CAG हमें instruction देता है, Rohit go and do this in BHEL, do that in LIC and do this in what? HCL. So do we do the audit? And then finally we prepare our which report? Audit report, and again we give it back to whom? CAG. That is called section number 143, subsection 5 only. But what are the two more we have? 6 and 7. So what is 5? Statutory audit. What is the name of the 5? So while doing the statutory audit, we follow whose instructions? CAG. Who does the statutory audit? We. CAG never does the audit. We do the audit on the instructions given by whom? And we give the audit report to whom? CAG. I hope you got the clarity. Now once I gave the audit report, I hope you know that I can give some negative remarks. Which remarks? अगर मैंने अपने क्लाइंट के ऊपर BHEL के ऊपर I have given the which remarks? Negative. तो CAG बोलता रोहित come this side. Why you have given the negative remarks? So I told them, sir, I was doing their inventory checking. I did not find that they are properly taking care of their what? Inventory. That's the reason I have a negative opinion on which area? Inventory. अब CAG ने मेरे को बुलाया and CAG said, Rohit, I want you to go again. I want you to go again to the where? BHEL, and now go and do supplementary audit. Go and do a which audit? What do you mean by supplementary audit? Only on that area which was what? Negative. Now I want you to do the only inventory audit. Which audit? So now CAG again called me to do the which audit? Supplementary audit, which should be completed within how many days? Now this is 143 subsection 6. Again on whose instruction? Tell me, what is 143, 5 and 6? Did you understand? What is 143, 5? Statutory audit. On whose instructions? CAG. I did the statutory audit. Did I give negative remarks? Now they want me to do the supplementary audit under section number 143 subsection 6. Okay. But let's say, for example, in the statutory audit report, there was no negative remarks. There was no. But I have some issues with relating to decision making of BHEL. Now the problem is not with the inventory. Problem is what? Let me tell you, what is the example of decision making? Now please tell me one thing. I am BHEL. I need 500 crores of raw material. How many crores? Will I invite tender? Right? Now she is the tenderer and he is also the tenderer. He is supplying me the same quality at 700 rupees per kg and she is supplying me at 900 rupees per kg. As a BHEL, as a government company, whose tender I should accept? Lowest price or highest price? But I chose what? Is it a right decision making or a wrong decision making? Now problem is not with the inventory. Now the problem is with decision making. So now CAG told me, Rohit, go again to the whom? BHEL and do the which audit now? Test audit. What is the name of the audit? Under section number 143 subsection 7. So basically 5, 6 and 7 क्या है? Green color is a which audit? Statutory. Blue color is a which audit? And red color is a which audit? All three I have doing it on following whose instructions? That is why 143 subsection 5 says what? Duty to follow whose instructions? CAG's instructions. I hope you got the clarity. So 5 is a which audit? Statutory. 6 is a supplementary. 7 is a. All that is being given in your material. But I am telling you again. Why? Because sometimes you may not understand it from material. So see this. 143 5 is given. 143 6 is given. And 143 7. Are you getting the point? So remember, CAG never does the audit. We do it on the behalf of whom? There comes the end to your which subsections, tell me? In the list, what we are already done? We are already done with what? 2. We are already done with what? 4. We are done with what? 5, 6, 7. That is what 143. Easy or very easy? Samajh mein aaya, sir? Okay. What is 8 now? That's it. Answer is you visit there and verify. 8 is also over. So tell me, are we done with the 8? What is 9 and 10 now? Whenever I will do the audit, I will follow what? So 9 and 10 is also over. Bacha kya? 11, 1, 3, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Are you getting the point? 11 is not in your what? Portion. But I hope you remember that there are 21 clauses in the CARO. How many? Anyone remembers? What, sir? cmainter it was. CMA final it is. How you can expect us to remember? But what I told you just now, not doing the CARO 2020 in the CMA final doesn't mean that ki icmai cannot ask you the question on what? CARO. Are you getting the point? Do you know that there were 21 clauses? Pakka na? We will take it at the end. If the time will allow extra, otherwise we will skip it. Are you getting the point? Otherwise, I will give you the short form of the whole CARO. You can simply make a note of it for the purpose of examination. Now let's concentrate on 12, 13, 14, 15. Now let me tell you what is 12, 13, 14, 15. Then we'll be left with 1 and we'll be left with what? 3. And our 143 will be over. Are you getting the point? Now let me tell you 12, 13, 14, 15. It is given over there. Now see. Can you read what is being given? If an auditor. What is the word written? Now Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Institute of Company Secretaries of India, Institute of Cost Accountants of India, all three are covered under this definition. So 143 subsection 12 says that ki either you are a which auditor, who you are practicing CS, or you are a which auditor? Who you are? Practicing CA, or you are a which auditor? You are a, while doing your what? Audit. If you come across, what is the word written? What do you mean by come across? Audit karte karte you saw a fraud. You don't have to detect the fraud. Don't be a blood-on dog. You simply be a watchdog. You are doing an audit, and while doing the audit, आपको fraud दिख गया. मतलब you came across a fraud. Any fraud or what? Omission or what? Your duty is to report it to whom? In how many days? That brings an end to your subsection 12. Now, what is your responsibility? Merge all the sentences into one sentence. Read the point. If you are a secretarial auditor, statutory auditor, or a cost auditor, while doing an audit, if you come across any fraud or omission or material misstatement, your duty is to report it to in 60 days. Which section says that? 143 subsection 12. Now, there are so many problems in that which got resolved by whom? 143 subsection 13. Problem number 1. Sir, who is this central government? Central government means Secretary of MCA Ministry. What is MCA? Ministry of Corporate. We have to report it to directly to the Secretary of Ministry of what? Corporate Affairs. Then the question is, sir, what is 60? Then the question is, sir, what is the amount of fraud? What is the third question? Amount. Now please tell me, 1 rupee is also a fraud and 1000 crore is also a fraud. So many problems came in 143 subsection 12. Ki who is the authority? What is the amount of fraud? In how many days? All that, so many issues were there. All those issues were resolved in section number what? 143 subsection 13. Now what is 143 subsection 13 says that? Central government means what? Secretary of MCA of which ministry? Ministry of Corporate. Now they says that if the amount of the fraud is less than what? 1 crore. Now we are talking about value of the fraud. If the fraud which I saw and the amount is less than what? Then Secretary MCA says that don't come to me. Simply report this to the which committee? If there is no audit committee, then to the whom? Board of Directors. First try to report it to. If क्योंकि audit committee में which directors? Independent director. They will listen to me more carefully. If there is no audit committee, then report to whom? Within how many days? Your duty ends. No need to come to the whom? Secretary MCA. No 60 days problem. If the fraud amount is less than, it means 99,99,999 tak ka fraud, we will not report it to whom? Secretary MCA. But what is on the other side? If the fraud amount is greater than equals to what? 1 crore. अब क्या करना है? Same procedure. What is the procedure? Report it to whom? First. If no audit committee, within how many days? Sir, ये तो same हो गया. But now you have to wait for what? 45 days. So 45 days extra? No. These 45 days already includes the 2 days. It means extra how many? 43 days. So why I am waiting? Who did the fraud? Auditor or the client? So who will give the explanation? So I am waiting for how many days? I need an explanation. What is the explanation? I need who is the fraudster. मतलब किसने fraud किया? What is the scheme of fraud? How the fraud happened? What is the amount of fraud? And who are the parties involved? What are the 4 questions I am looking for? Fraudster, who is the fraudster? What is the scheme of fraud? What is the amount of fraud? And what are the parties involved? These 4 answers I will wait for how many days? 45 days. Who is waiting? Auditor. Now after 45 days, 2 things will happen. What is point number 1? If they what? Replied. If they will reply, what will I do? I will attach their reply with my report. If they will not reply, what will I do? I will not wait on 46th day. I will simply send and post my report. What is this word? Only. With attachment or without attachment? Because I waited for how many days? Did they reply or did not reply? Did not reply. Now sir, 60 days में से how many days are over? How many are left? Now in the next 15 days, what will I do? What is the point number 1? Report must be what? Who is preparing? In form number ADT4. बताओ resignation के reason form number. Now this is report of fraud form number. Where will I download it from? mca.gov.in. वहां से download किया. Now I will use my letterhead. Who is reporting? To whom? Secretary MCA. On whose letterhead? Auditors. तो मेरा letterhead लगेगा. Now I will download ADT4 and I'll paste it on my letterhead. Post it either via registered post or via speed post. Can you tell me general post why it is not written? Because you don't get a tracking ID in a which post? General post. या तो आपको क्या करना है? Registered post, or you have to do what? Why? Because we want proof of delivery. What do we want? You know why I want the proof of delivery? Because if my post does not reach to whom? Secretary within the next how many days? तो मेरे ऊपर वाट लगेगी. What is the penalty on me? If my client was a which company? And what is the penalty on me? If my client is a other than listed company. That is the reason I need to make sure that my parcel should reach to whom? Secretary MC. I hope you got the clarity. पूरी story समझ में आई? अब now in this story, where is 143.12? This is 143.12, which told us that to do the fraud into two manner if the fraud amount is more than or less than. So where is 143.14? The whole process on the right side, this one and this one is known as what? 143 subsection 14. So where is 15? This penalty is known as what? 143.15. So what are the four subsections I told you? 143.12, 13, 14, 15. तो 12 क्या बोल रहे हैं जल्दी बताओ. What the 12 is saying? Boss, you are working as a what? Auditor. Which auditors? Either you are a secretarial auditor, cost auditor, or statute. What is your duty? If you'll see any what? Fraud, your duty is to report that fraud to whom? Within how many days? So that is which section said? 143.12. 13 gave us a clarification. What is a clarification? Yes, sir, central government means here what? Secretary of MCA, and you have to measure the fraud. If the fraud amount is less than, and if the fraud amount is greater than equals to, tell me, what if it is less than 1 crore? Report it to audit committee or within any reporting to secretary or no duty. What if the fraud amount is greater than equals to 1 crore? Then I have to report it to audit committee or board of directors within and wait for 45 days. In the 45 days, what I am looking for? Who is the fraudster? What is the scheme of fraud? Who are the parties involved? What is the amount of fraud? Who will reply to whom? Client will reply to whom? Auditor. What are the two possibilities? If the reply will come, I'll attach that reply with my report. If the reply will not come, I'll send my report alone. But how many days are left only? In this 15 days, what I have to do? Report must be what? Prepared as per form number ADT4 on whose letterhead? Posted via or via, because I need a proof of delivery. What if I do not post it? If my report does not reach, I'll be liable to. अच्छा fraud किसने किया? वाट मेरी लग रही है. That's the reason I need a tracking ID. So I'll be liable to a penalty of rupees 5 lakh if my client is a which company? Listed, or else if my client is other than what? Listed. This is what is going to fetch you 8 marks. I hope I'm making it easy for you. समझ में आ रहा है? तो जल्दी से बताएंगे. 1 क्या था? 111. Duty to inquire. That we are yet to do. 2. Duty to expression. Over. 3. Report on. Over. 4. Duty to give the reasons in case of yet over. Next 5. Statute. अब तो बोल सकते हो ना 5, 6 and 7. What is 5? Statutory audit, supplementary audit, test audit. On whose directions? CAG. That is 5, 6 and 7. What is 8? Duty to visit and verify the accounts of branches. What is 9 and 10? Duty to follow the auditing standard. 11 we don't have in portion, but we know duty to report under CARO 2020. What is 12, 13, 14, 15? 12. Duty to report it within 60 days. What? Fraud. Second. What is 13? Fraud amount ka value. If it is less than, greater than equals to, then procedure is given in 14. Then penalty is given in 15. That's the reason I clubbed, because all the 4 sections were connected with the 1 section only. Duty to report a fraud. I hope I made myself clear to you. Now, what are the 2 subsections only we are left with? One is called section number 143 subsection 1 and one is called section number 143 subsection 3. After doing this, I'll make you write the quick revision of what? CARO, if the time will allow. But I think today we'll be able to complete these 2, most probably. Let us understand the first one. What is the first one? Duty to inquire. अब ध्यान से सुनो, what is duty to inquire? Can you read the first one? What is your duty to inquire number 1? I have to ask my client. Duty to inquire means what, sir? Making inquiry. Who is making inquiry from whom? From the client. What is my inquiry number 1? Read. Sir, whether whatever the loans and advances my client has what? Granted. My 2 questions. Are they properly what? Are there proper what? Terms and conditions. अब ध्यान से सुनो. Point number 1. Don't get confused. It is loans and advances given by my client, not taken. What are my 2 concerns? Tell me one thing. When you go to a bank and take a loan, what is the first thing bank asks you? Security. When my client is giving the loan to somebody, what my client should have asked? Security. What is the point number 1? Are they properly secure? Show me the security. Who is asking this? From the, this is my duty to inquire number 1. Now he shown me the security. So I asked him, show me the loan agreement paper. Which paper? Because I would also like to verify terms and conditions. Now sir, what do you mean by terms and conditions? Now listen, how they will draft the question. ABC Limited has granted a loan to X at the rate of 8%, whereas FD was fetching an interest at the rate of 10%. मेरे पास 100 crore है सर, तो 100 crores if I want to give to this lady at the rate of 8% and one bank is ready to give me the FD at the rate of 10%, where should I land my extra money? 10%. Will I earn more or not? But instead of that, I chose to give a loan to whom? This party. Am I correct, or am I earning more income or less income? That is what duty to inquire. Now please tell me, if I am giving her at 8%, is it favorable terms and condition or unfavorable? Unfavorable. Think from the company's point of view. Am I making more income or less income? So tell me, what is my duty to inquire number 1? If my client has given some loans, and what are my 2 concerns? Sir, are they properly secured? And what is my second concern? Are the terms and conditions proper? Who is checking? Auditor. At whose place? Under section number 143, subsection 1, duty to inquire number 1. Total how many are there? 6 duties. How many? Okay. I went to check his sales and purchase. What I went to check? Up sales and purchase recorded in the register means it might have occurred. Am I correct? So I saw some entries in the sales and purchase in the March month. Which month? I saw that 500 crores of sale given to this party and 300 crores of purchase have done from this party. So is it a huge amount or not? So your eyebrows should raise. Now I ask simple, sir, you have made a sale 500 crores to this party. Can I see the documents? He shown me the invoice. Invoice was superb. Everything was clean. But please tell me, can this invoice be dummy? Can this invoice be false? How you will verify that this sale is not a fake sale? GST return, I filed also. My client filed also. He showed me GST also. Actually, most of the companies, what they will do, when the year end comes, tell me the 3 quarter ends. What is the year end quarter? Jan, February, March. Most of the sales and purchase companies do bogus entries. Which entries? Bogus entry, fake. Why? Acha, why companies would like to record more sales? To pump their GP. What is GP? Gross profit. To pump their NP. What is NP? So that they can impress whom? Lenders and investors. And why company would like to record more purchase on the other side? To reduce the profits, to avoid what? Taxes. दोनों ही fraud है. So I am interested in catching those frauds. Am I correct? Did you understand my intention? So when I told you that you made a sale of 500 crores to this party, he showed me GST returns also. He has shown me sales invoice also. Everything was purpose, but still I am getting a doubt that this person is what? Fake sales. How? I will go and check their inventory records. Which records? If sale has actually taken place, what should have gone out of the godown or come inside the godown? Goods have gone outside the godown. Show me the delivery challan. Show me the transportation receipt. And show me the customer copy. Which copy? Whether he has received the goods or not. That's how we catch which one? Fake sales. Tell me, if it is a fake purchase, what will I see? Godown receipt. Not lorry must have come inside the godown or gone outside the godown. The stock must have what? Increased. Show me that. So this is how we collect information on fake sales and fake purchase. And most of the companies do this on what? Last quarter mein. Which quarter mein? Because 31st March ko what will happen? Financial year will end. And May, August May, bank renewals are there. Which renewals? Banks are waiting to see your profits. Would you like to show the bank less profits or more profits? How you will show more profits? By pumping your what? Sales. Whether genuine sales or fake sales. That is my duty to inquire number 2. So read the duty to inquire number 2. Whether sales and purchase are mere which entries? So basically what I am checking? I am basically checking the bogus and fake sales and fake purchases. Tell me my 2 duties to inquire. If you have granted any loans and advances, they should be properly secured. Terms and conditions should be favorable. If you have no problem, show me the documents. And what is the second inquiry I made? Sir, I would like to check your sales and are they fake or actual? If actual, you show me. If fake, you will hide. Am I correct? This is how we catch the criminal. Right? What is the third one? Personal expenditure shall not be debited to what? Revenue account and P&L. Now try to understand this case. Now suppose she is the MD of the company and every year she is going to the US for business deals. Am I correct? And we are spending 40,000 on her on the business transaction. Is it a personal expenditure or official? Official. Am I correct? This time she took her family along with her. Her mother, father, and when she came back, she debited 1 CR. How much she debited? What she is trying to do? She is debiting personal kharcha also to the which account? P&L. Now tell me, how much is official? 40. How much is unofficial? So should I allow or reverse? Reverse. So what is the third duty to inquire? If personal expenditures are debited to which account? Or P&L account. What is our duty? To allow it or to reverse it? Yeah. Tell me my 3 duties. Loans and advance should be properly secured and with terms and second duty to identify the fake sales and fake purchases. What is my third duty? The third duty is very simple. I have to check that. What do I have to check? I think this is better, nahin? Is it now better? Or first one was better? Ulta kar leta. So what was my third duty? Personal expenditure shall not be debited to what? P&L account. I hope you got the clarity. What is my fourth duty? Can you read this? You should not categorize loans and advances into deposits and deposits into what? Loans. Acha, tell me, what is the problem you have? Let me ask you one very simple question. Think like a CMA and I think you can give me the right answer. So suppose this is the actual balance sheet of my client. What is the balance sheet? On the asset side, he has given loan to X 100 crores at the rate of 10% and building deposit 25 crores. Correct? This is the actual balance sheet. Which balance sheet? When they took this balance sheet to, what do you say, me for an audit purpose, they did some manipulation. loan to X, they are showing 25 crores, and building deposits, they are showing 100 crores. Can you tell me what they actually did? Shuffling. What they did? Shuffling. What was the actual? Loan at the rate of 10%. How many crores? What he is showing me? So what did he do? Did he recategorize both of them or not? Tell me, do you have a problem? Is the balance sheet total same? Yes. 125 crores, 125 crores. But what is the problem you have as an auditor? He is hiding income. What is hiding? Tell me, how much is the income they might be earning if they will show the loan at the rate of 100 crores? And how much income he is showing now? 2.5 crores. How much is hiding? Is it going to the personal pocket of the management? They are avoiding taxes. Are you getting the point? So what is our responsibility? Should we allow them to recategorize or should we not allow them to recategorize? Not allow. So what is the concern number 4? Read. Whether the loans and advances have been categorized as what? Deposit. So should we allow or should not allow? Reverse karo. Even though balance sheet total is not the problem. Problem is they are hiding what? Income. They should have shown 10 crores, but they are showing only 2.4 crores. Are they hiding 7.5 crores? It's a loss of revenue to the government. Are you getting the point? So tell me, what are my 4 duties to inquire? Point number 1, loans and advances should be properly secured with terms and conditions. Second, sales and purchase should be actual, should not be bogus or fake. Third, personal expenditure shall not be debited to P&L. Fourth, loans and advances shall not be. Now read the next question. What is the next point? Let me ask you a very simple question. I think this is how they will ask you the same question in the examination. Try to give me the right answer. Okay? Expecting the same. Listen to this. Now, I hope you all might be having a Demat account. How many of you are having the Demat account? आपके पास है सर Demat account? You have a Demat account? Which one? Grow. Grow का है? Okay. Can you tell me what Grow is a which company? Is it a iron and steel company or it's an investment company? Why do you say investment company? इसका धंधा क्या है? What is the job? What is the business of the Grow? Invest in other companies. Investing in, like Vizag Steel Plant का main job क्या है? Iron and steel. What is the work of BHEL? Heavy electricals. What is the work of Nestle? Dairy products. What is the work of Cadbury's? Chocolate manufacturing. So what is the work of Grow? Investment company. Which company? And let's say, for example, another company, Tata Motors. What is the work of Tata Motors? Automobile, manufacturing of cars and four-wheelers. Am I correct? Now, both the Grow and Tata Motors में difference क्या है? One is a which company and one is a non-investment company. Did you understand the difference now? I am the auditor of both the company. Let's say, for example, what I saw, Grow in 2020 during the COVID, they invested in Infosys worth rupees 500 crores. How much they bought the shares? 500. Same thing Tata Motors also did in Infosys, bought 500 crores ke shares. Now in 2025, let's say for example, recession came. What came? So during the recession, what will happen to the share price? Will fall down. 50% of the market capitalization of Infosys fell down. Now tell me, what is the present market value? 250 crores. They both sold. 250, 250. Tell me the loss to both. 250 crores is a loss. 250 crore is the loss. Now please tell me, I am the auditor of both the company. Listen to my question carefully. I am the auditor of both the company. Where it is ordinary loss, where it is exceptional loss. Where I am more worried as an auditor. Think logically from your PJ point of view. Use your professional judgment. Think like a CMA. Where I am more worried. I am not worried when it comes to what? Grow. I am more worried when it comes to. Kyunki Grow is a which company? Sometimes profit, sometimes losses. For them it is an operational loss. Which loss? But what about the Tata Motors? Are they into investment or they are into manufacturing of automobiles? तुमने अपने शेयर होल्डर का पैसा क्यों खराब किया? Why did you spoil the money of your what? Shareholder. You would have waited or not? Who should have waited? Tata Motors, because you invested 500 crores, let the price come back to what? 500. Then you should have sold. I will not raise this query if I am the auditor of which company? Grow. But if I am the auditor of, I will raise this query because for the Tata, it is a which loss? Exceptional loss. But for this, it is a which loss? Operational loss. So remember, this query you have to ask which kind of companies? Non-investment company. अब पढ़ो क्या लिखा हुआ? Being a which company? Investments in the shares and securities shall not be disposed or sold below its cost. Tell me, what was the cost? How much they sold at? Should you allow or should not allow? To which companies this point is not applicable? It is not applicable to whom? It is not applicable if my client is an investment company and if my client is a banking company. अगर मेरा client bank है, SBI if could have done same thing, I will never ask SBI. Now the question arises why? Sir, investment company we can understand. Why banks? Try to understand. Banks run on what? Tell me. Accepting the deposits, lending the. Now please tell me, you are deposit holders. You are my borrowers. I have lent the loan to you. I have accepted what? Deposit. Suddenly, what happened? COVID came. You all are jobless now. Will you come to the bank to ask your money? But your money is with the borrowers. Now, I have some investments. I have some as a bank. What will I do to them? Sell it to pay your what? Then I will not think about profit and loss because I have to pay the money to the home deposit holders. So as a bank and as a which company? Insurance company, you should never sell you can sell your investment below your cost. But when you should never sell, if you are a which company? Non-investment. Then you are not allowed to sell your investment below your cost. I hope you got the logic behind that. So tell me my 5 duties to inquire. अब लग रहा है कि it is a question of 8 marks may come in the examination and they will not ask you straight away कि explain the duty to inquire under section 143(1). Likewise, I am telling you the question, they will ask you the question, tell me which duty applies here. Are you getting the point? Am I telling the examples? Like how we identified fake sales and fake purchase? By checking their which records? Inventory records. What did I tell when someone was debiting the personal expenditure? Reverse. What did I check when they are given the loans and advances? Proper security, terms and condition. What did I check when they recategorize loans into deposits? Did I allow them or tell them to reverse? What did I do when I saw my non-investment client is selling the investment below the cost? Allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. Where it is allowed? Investment company allowed and banking companies को allowed. And last but not the least, बहुत important point है, whether the paid up share capital is fully received or not. अब इसके ऊपर भी same question how they will ask you. Now look at this. What happened? When I was checking my client ka balance sheet, I saw paid up share capital is 200 crores. How many crores? Tell me, what does that mean? First of all, tell me the types of capital. What do you mean by authorized capital, Amma? Maximum capital. Which capital? From authorized, we pay what? Issue. Issue gets what? Subscribed. Subscribed gets what? Called. Called gets what? Paid. Did you understand the cycle? What is first one? Authorized, gets issued, gets subscribed, gets called, gets what? Paid. Paid and shareholders must have paid you. So it means either you must have received it via bank or you must have received it via cash. So when you are claiming it is 200 crores of paid up share capital, it means you must have received it. Am I correct or not? So I asked his bank statements and I asked his cash register. When I totaled them, I got 190 CR. What is the total I got? How much is claiming? Where is this 10 crores? By when you are claiming it's a paid up share capital of 200 crores, it means you have received 200 crores. But when I totaled your which two statements? Bank statement plus. So what I found? Any total is matching or mismatching? What is the difference? Now in this such situation, don't be a skeptical mind. Don't be a suspicious mind. Be a which mind? Questioning mind. तो मैंने client को पूछा, can you tell me the reason? He simply said, sir, when we were raising this 200 crores of capital, we hired underwriter. Whom did we hire? We pay what to underwriter? We paid under, it means he charged us 5% commission. How much commission? So 200 crores ka 5%. So instead of taking the money, he took shares. Did you understand? Instead of taking the money from us, he took our. Tell me what is a journal entry? Underwriting commission, account what? Debited to equity share capital. It means did you get any money or it was settled? It means these 10 crores worth of shares were issued for a consideration other than cash or bank. Now tell me, did you give me the reason? Whether my gap of 10 crores matched and 190 I already total. 190 plus 10. So moral of the story, your client will not always be wrong. Sometimes he is what? Genuine. इसलिए हम बोलते हैं कि in our auditing profession you need to be very calm and composed. Never prejudge your client. Always give him an opportunity of being heard. पहले सुनो. Be a questioning mind. Don't be a suspicious mind. अगर आपने जिस दिन ये क्वालिटी अपने अंदर डाल ली ना, I can tell you more and more people will start coming to what? Practice. Practice is a very calm and composed profession. Why we have grown in practice is only because of this. We never ever. Acha, do you know what is the name of the section? Now, anybody in the class tell me what is the meaning of this word? Generally, you are not even aware of these two words. Generally, we do what? Interchange. Inquiry नहीं समझ में आ रहा तो inquiry लिख दे, inquiry नहीं तो. Actually, this is called suspicious mind. Which mind? And this is called questioning mind. दोनों में difference है. अब मेरे को बताओ, in every of the 6 matter, did I suspect him? I simply question. How my question starts? Whether आपने किया है या नहीं. If he does not answer properly, then I'll shift from inquiry to enquiry. From questioning mind to suspicious mind. This is how the audit works. Auditing never starts with the which mind, sir? 15 साल के एक्सपीरियंस से बता रहा हूं अपने. It's been 2010 I am into practice and I can tell you, until unless you are not calm and composed, you can never be a good practitioner. That's why Srinivas is not a practitioner. To be a calm and composed person, you need to handle the client. आपके पास tactical mind होना चाहिए. I'll tell you one case study. What has happened with me? I'll tell you how tactical you should be. One of my client was there. So he's a director in Oracle, right? So उसका मस्त 3.5 CR का पैकेज है. अच्छा खासा पैसा कमाता है because he's a director. So it's a time of 2019 or 18, I don't remember. So he came to my office. कहता Rohit sir, heard actually I was doing the corporate filings for the Oracle and Infosys, and there 15,000 employees का ITR I was filing. So he also came. He got shifted from Bangalore to Hyderabad. So he came to me and he told me, Rohit sir, I would like to file a return with you. मैंने कहा आ जाओ. So he came and we had a meeting. In the meeting he asked me, Rohit sir, can you please tell me what is your fees? So I simply said 45,000 for filing an income tax return, because more the income slab rate, it is not mine. It is Telangana State Chartered Accountant Association rate. That is what we charge. So I said 45,000. Had you been a small salaried employee, I would have charged 5,000, 10,000. But for you, it is 45. तो उन्होंने बोल रहा नहीं sir, कुंचम discount कावाली, this and that. So he started negotiating with me. First of all, I said कि we are not sitting in a vegetable market. I'm not selling potatoes and tomatoes to you, so you should not. But he still insisted. He was a Marwadi fellow. I hope you understand now. So he started insisting and negotiating with me. Rohit sir, थोड़ा कम कर दो ना. तो कह रहा 35 में कर लो. मैंने कहा ठीक है. अब कौन माथा पीटी करे for the 10,000? Why should I lose my client? So he paid me 35,000 and I filed his income tax return. Right. So when I filed his income tax return, exactly after 3 weeks, when the processing was done, so he rushed to my office with one income tax notice in his hand, saying that notice under section 143 subsection 1 of Income Tax Act 1961, Ministry of Revenue Department, अब तुम सेक्शन मत ढूंढ लेना. Now Ministry of Finance, ये बड़ा सा ऐसा, and he was so shivering कि he never opened that particular envelope. He came to me, कहता रोहित सर, आत्मा is meeting with परमात्मा, what to do? मैंने कहा you negotiated ना, God is watching. तो कहता what to do? मैंने कहा don't worry, give me this envelope, I'll take care of that. So I opened a drawer, kept an envelope, then my acting started. मैंने कहा listen, sit. Did you understand my face expression? मतलब I have to go to a which department? So I started vomiting out the very heavy words. I have to go to IT, CESTAT, and I have to meet the Commissioner of Income Tax Appeals, and we have to do the revisions and refiling against under the assessment. What are the bouncers? For him, nothing was knowledgeable, right? And nothing he was understanding. So then he said, sir, Rohit said, you tell me finally what you are. Maine come after 3 weeks. Because if he'll tell na, come after tomorrow, it means he will get an impression ki amount is, the calm is very chiller. The work is very chiller. I told him intentionally, I told him to come after what? So I was sitting in my place, I was doing the ITS. Finally after 3 weeks, he come to my office and never gone anywhere. So मैंने उसको बोला, फिर again acting, part 2, Bahubali part 2. मैंने कहा, I went to, income tax. अबे, he is very pissed off with you. What you have done with your income? You are not disclosing any exemptions and deduction. He doesn't know the meaning of exemption. He doesn't know the meaning of deduction. But this is what is this, and you have not declared your this thing and LIC and mutual funds at all. So I was started bombarding him. So said, sir, Rohit sir, finally what? मैंने कहा, see, he was very tight fellow, and I randomly took one name. मैंने कहा, I paid him 3 lakh rupees as a bribe, and make sure that 75,000 was my fees to take care of your case, and random 25,000 का खर्चा. कहता, how much check you want? मैंने कहा 4 lakhs. So he gave me a 4 lakhs का check. I put it in my drawer. I put it in my bank and got it clear. You know what was the notice? मैंने which section I told you? It was written that thank you for being a proud citizen of India for paying your taxes on time. Did you understand the point? What is inside the? So they were thanking him for paying his taxes on time, and he was shivering like anything just because he saw the notice written, notice under section written, na? So he thought that it is a raid notice. Which notice? 21 days before also it was in my drawer only, and 21 days later also it is in my drawer. I never gone anywhere. How much he negotiated and how much he ended up paying. Moral of the story, never negotiate with a professional. समझ में आ रहा है? We will eat our client like anything. This is called tackling mind. What do we call? How to tackle the greedy people. Are you getting the point? And still he is my client. Until unless he will not watch this video, he will never come to know that he is getting fooled every year. And since that day, since 2019, he never negotiated with me. Did you understand the point? This is called calm and compose. See, understand one thing. When we go to a doctor, we never negotiate with the doctor. कुछ डिस्काउंट का वाले आधा इंजेक्शन लगा दो प्लीज. उन्होंने इधर की जगह इधर लगा दिया ना, ऊपर हो जाओगे. कैन वी से सर एक्सरे में 20% डिस्काउंट? पूछते हैं कभी? नेवर ना. तो दे आर डॉक्टर, वी आर फाइनेंशियल डॉक्टर्स, वी आर द विच डॉक्टर्स. You should never negotiate with an expert. That is unethical. Are you getting the point? Make your standards, make your principle, but be calm and what? Compose. Time comes when you will have a negotiating power in the market. In the beginning, show yourself very down in the market. Right or not? Because if you are sitting in a campus placement, वहां पे जाके मत बोल देना. Suppose HR is offering you, we can offer you 18 lakhs. No, I was so expecting 30 lakhs. Arey mad fellow, you are sitting in your first job. Accept whatever is coming onto your way. Once you will be a product in the market for what? 1 year, you will be spread like a fire in the market. You just open your Gmail and Yahoo, you will be filled up with the LinkedIn profiles. You will be filled up with the Naukri.com ke options, because now you are a proven product in the market. That is the right time to have a with skills, negotiation skills. Now in the second and third interview, when you will sit and they will say we'll offer you 24. No, I am expecting 30. Are you getting the point? Actually you are expecting 25 only, but you will say I am expecting what? तो वो 24 से 27 आएगा, तुम 30 से 27. That is called meeting of minds. Did you get the point? Be it a practice or be it a what? Job. You should never ever lose your calm and composed mind. That is what do you mean by duty to inquire. Never start with what? Which wala inquire? E wala. Always start with I wala. Have a questioning mind first. Later on, if he is not responding properly, you can turn from questioning mind to what? Suspicious mind. I hope you got the clarity. 100%. Shall we move to the next topic now? So what is the next topic? 143 subsection 3. Now try to understand what is 143 subsection 3. I will teach you only 9. 10th one I will not teach you today because that will take time. देखो 143 subsection 1 में there are 6 inquiries you had. How many? 143 subsection 3 में there are total 10 clauses you have to report. How many? So how do we express it? How do we say it? 143 subsection 3 clause A, B, C, D, like that up to J. How many are J? 10. I will teach you 9 because that is a work of another 5-10 minutes. After that we'll leave for a day and we'll do the remaining in the next session. Now try to understand. What is 143 subsection 3? In the A clause, I am simply commenting one very simple point. Whatever the information and explanation I ask from my client, whether he has provided me or not. Repeat after me. Whatever the information and explanation. Who asked? From whom? Whether client has provided me such information and explanation or not. I believe. So tell me, when you will give the positive remark? When he has given you all the information and explanation. When you will give a negative remark? When he has not given you some information and explanation. So tell me, what is the keyword I should write in the first sentence? This is the keyword. What is the keyword? So clause number 143 subsection 3 clause A talks about information and explanation. Tell me, how you will write in the examination? Whether information and explanation asked by the auditor has been provided by the client or not. Simple. Clause number B, whether your books of accounts and cost records are properly maintained or not. Repeat. Acha, tell me, books of accounts under section 128, cost records under section 148. Why cost records he has to maintain? Because last preceding financial year mein, what I saw that his turnover was greater than equals to. That's why I am asking this question. Tell me, what is the first one? Whether information and explanation has been provided to me or not. What is the second one? Whether the proper books of accounts and cost records you are maintaining or not. Acha, HO visits where? So whether the branch audit reports have been received or not. I mean the 3. So clause A, B, C, you have to learn in sequence. This is a sequence you have to maintain. Tell me, 143 subsection 3 clause A, information, explanation. 143 subsection 3 clause B, books of account and cost records. 143 subsection 3 clause C, branch audit reports received or not. Next one. Acha, tell me one thing. What do we prepare throughout the year? Throughout the year, books of accounts. What we prepare throughout the year is what we prepare on the last day of financial year. Financial statement. So what is prepared at the end? What is prepared 365 days? So think logically, what should come in agreement with what? Financial statement should be in agreement with books of account. So what I am commenting in for? Whether financial statements are in agreement with what? Books of account. I believe. So tell me 1, 2, 3, 4. A, B, C, D. Information, explanation. Second, books of accounts and cost records. Branch audit reports received or. Next one. That's it. Acha, fifth one. Acha, FS is prepared as per AS or SAS. So whether financial statements are prepared in accordance with I mean A, B, C, D, E on your fingertips. Tell me A. Information explanation, B. C. Branch audit report received or not, D. FS in agreement with books of accounts. And what is A? Oh, sorry, E. Financial statements have been prepared in accordance with AS or Ind AS. Clarity hai? Now, please tell me one thing. When I'm doing the audit of my client, is it necessary that he is perfect in every area? Or there are some negative areas? Read this point. Whether you have given any adverse ante negative remarks on what? Company ka kya? Functioning. So repeat. Whether if you have given any, it means when this clause will come, only if you have given any adverse or negative. It means this clause will not come if you are given positive remark. So this clause will only come when you are given negative. So tell me, which one is optional from A to F? F. Why F is optional? It will only come when you are giving a which remark? Negative. I hope you get the point. Tell me A to F. Information, explanation, received or not? Books of account, cost records maintained or not? Branch audit reports are received or not? Financial statements are in agreement with books of accounts or not? Financial statements have been prepared in accordance with AS or Ind AS or not? Whether the auditor has given any negative or adverse remarks on functioning of the company. Clear? Now G. I hope G may you will agree with me. There is one topic called 164 in your law. Director's disqualification. Which one? Do you know what is subsection 1 says? General disqualification. जिसमें unsound mind, insolvency वाले reason है. Do you know what is subsection 2? Special disqualification. Which one? Tell me. Can you tell me what is special disqualification? There are two documents, annual returns and financial statement. Form number MGT 7, form number AOC 4. Both we file with whom? ROC. This one also we file with whom? This is within 60 days and this is within, wait. This is within how many days? And this is within. And you did this default for continuously how many years? Then you are disqualified to be a director in same company and in any company for the next how many years? 5 years. I hope you remember this now. So what was director disqualification? Number 1, company failed, directors failed to file what? Annual returns and financial statements. With whom? ROC for continuously 3 years. And such directors will be not only disqualified in that company, they will also be disqualified to be a director in any company for the next what? Disqualification number 1. What is the disqualification number 1? You did not pay your debentures. You did not pay your deposit holders. You did not pay what? Interest. And this default continued for what? The penalty will remain. Again, all the directors will be disqualified to be the director in that company and in any company for the next. Now question is, sir, why you are telling this? We too have already done in law. Listen. I went to the board of directors. To whom? Give me in writing that none of your director is disqualified under section number 164 subsection 2. So he will give me in what? Writing. We declare that none of our director is disqualified under section number 164 subsection 2. That is clause number 7. So tell me A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, branch audit report. D, financial statement in agreement with books of account. E, financial statement are prepared in accordance with AS or Ind AS. G and H not done. Sorry, F, I forgot to ask F. What is F? Adverse remark on the functioning. And what is G? Director's disqualification under section 1, not 164 subsection 1. That is general disqualification. We are only interested in special. What are the two special? Continuous default of 3 years in filing and continuous default of 1 year in repayment. Both the defaults continue. Those directors are disqualified. And who is giving me this declaration? Management. None of our director is what? Disqualified. I hope you got the clarity, sir. 100%. Now there comes the H clause. Now tell me, what was H clause? Sorry, F. Negative or adverse remarks on functioning. Now negative or adverse remarks on books of accounts of the company. So that is H. This is H. Sorry, F and H. F was on functioning, and it means both the clause are optional now. When they are not going to appear, neither you have any adverse remarks on functioning or nor you have any adverse remarks on books of accounts. So tell me, A to H. Information and explanation, books of account, cost records, financial statements, branch audit reports, FS in agreement with books of accounts, FS as per ASR, Ind AS, adverse or negative remarks on functioning, directed disqualification under 164 subsection 2, adverse remarks on 9. I clause. I ko if you want to remember, you can remember it as IFCS. What is IFCS? Can you read? Internal Financial Control System. Repeat again. देखो बहुत, I hope now you have an idea कि what do you mean by internal control system? Do you have an idea? Okay, let me give you a very straightway idea. You all have phone. You have the lock on your phone. That is your internal control system. You don't want any third party to look into inside your phone. That's why you keep your phone locked. Whether you leave for a trip, do you keep your house locked? Do you keep the jewelry in the locker and keep the locker locked? This is called internal control system. Why do we have the surveillance everywhere in the bank? Because they want to allow the frauds and errors or prevent. Anything you do to safeguard your asset is known as what? Internal control system. Like I keep my iPad locked so that no one can take my data. I keep this laptop locked so that no one can take away my classes. So anything you do to safeguard your what? Assets, you do what? Internal control system. Now please tell me, should I check the same in my client's company? So what I'm commenting, whether my client has what? Installed what? Efficient and effective internal financial control systems. But this clause will not come if my client isn't. If my client is a private limited company whose turnover is less than and borrowings are less than. Acha, what is the common thing you know? All three are private. Tell me, OPC is always a which company? Private. Small is always a which company? Company other than public. Means what? Private. And what is the third one? But what is the third one? Ke do conditions. Turnover should be less than and not or and borrowings are less than. अगर exactly 25 crore भी हुआ ना और exactly 50 crore भी हुआ, then in that case this clause will apply. So now J clause will not do now. Tell me I to A. Reverse जाएंगे अभी. Efficient and effective internal financial control system. This clause does not apply to my which clients? Who are OPC, who are small, who are such private companies whose paid up share capital turnover is less than 50 crores and borrowings are less than 25. H. Any adverse remarks on maintenance of books of account. This will not appear if there is a positive remark. Next. Director disqualification under section 164 subsection 2. Adverse remarks on functioning of the company. Financial statements prepared in accordance with ASR Ind AS. Financial statements in agreement with books of account. Branch audit reports received or not. Books of accounts and cost records are maintained or not. Clarity. So जो 143 section था, अब बताओ, where are 15 subsection? I पे over. Only third one is left. Third one में which one is left? Only J clause, and we are done with 143. 8 marks in our pocket. Minimum 8 marks are going to come from this section. Are you getting the point? One question definitely in MCQ, and one or two questions definitely you will find it here. Right? See you guys in the next session. We'll do the J clause over there. We are only left with J, and if time will allow in the next session, before starting the next topic only, I'll make you write some Karo ke provisions so that you will not be lagging behind if in case any question on Karo will come, right? See you guys on Monday. Thank you. Bye everyone. Thank you.